Well, hey, the weather is cooling down, and we're going to help you transition from your summer rosé to a bolder glass of wine. And here to help us pair our favorites is Ocean Prime. We'd like to welcome Executive Chef Chris Mayer. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And we have the beverage manager, Chris Cantori. Thanks for joining us. You're going to kind of pair some food with some wine, the best of both worlds. Absolutely. Everything looks fantastic, but when we start, if you're a beginner, you might not even know why some wine would go better with some food.
Sure. A lot of that comes down to preference at the end of the day, but there is a rhyme and a reason to how we pair wines. Generally, you want to either compare or contrast in the same way that you use a lemon sprig to garnish your fish. It's the same way that the acidity in wine can help cut through the fat of a dish.
And you brought some examples to kind of plan it out for us.
Sure.
What do we have here, starting here?
So starting over there, we have our surf and turf appetizer. It is 2 seared scallops with braised short rib, mashed potatoes, and a Cabernet Jus.
And so why are we pairing this wine with this meal?
So we chose the Duckhorn Merlot. It is labeled Merlot, but it is actually a blend, so it's got a little bit of Cab in it as well. A little bit of a fruit to it, but not overwhelming, more of a velvety tannin so that you're not doing too much to the seafood and still being able to cut through the short rib. All
right, so I see 1 glass of white right here. So tell me what's different about this than all of these other dishes that you've put out in front of us.
Well, this is one of our top sellers. It's a signature dish at Ocean Prime. It is our Chilean Sea Bass. It is broiled to perfection, served with creamy herbed mashed potatoes, a champagne Veuve Blanc, and garnished with a little bit of black truffle or white truffle oil, some English peas, carrots, and snap peas as well.
And we have a Chardonnay here?
Yeah, so we're breaking the rules. We went with a white wine.
Right.
It is a Burgundy, so it's a Chardonnay grape, but perfect for cutting through the fat of the fish and complements the Veuve Blanc. Very creamy, nice acidity.
All right, so it looks like we have something lighter in color and like a fish here, and then we have these darker red meats with red wine. Is that a rule of thumb, or?
I would call it a rule of thumb, but as always, you can break rules. I mean, it comes down to preference. So if you want a big, bold Cabernet with your chicken, by all means, enjoy that. But the strategy is to complement it. They're meant to be enjoyed together. So not too big of a wine with a dish that's, we'll go with that. All
right, we're talking about wine. We're going to break the rules and talk about a cocktail you brought here.
Right.
So this is all for a good cause.
This is for a good cause. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So at the restaurant, we are donating $1 for every one of these sold this month, and it is our Pink Orchid.
All right, so this is awesome. This is fantastic. You can pair this with just about anything?
That's just for a good time. It's going to be a citrus vodka, elderflower liqueur,
I love this,
white cranberry, a little bit of lemon simple.
All right, before we go, difference between New World and Old World.
So New World versus Old World comes down to style, but more so
this is fantastic.
It indicates the soil and the expression that has on the wine.
So much to know. Thankfully, we can visit you and you'll just tell us, and we
can
cheat,
help you. Come on in.
All right, where are you located?
We're located at 2915 Coolidge Highway, right across the street from Somerset Mall.
And it is fantastic. This is fantastic and all for a good cause. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. It's a bit cooler out there. We have some red wine over here for you, Kev. Is it that cold outside? Is the rain going to cool off?